if our subscribers on YouTube grow by 20 after this episode airs, then Tom will do a cartwheel. So for all them people out there who are watching and listening and haven't subscribed, this is your opportunity to do it. Let's get this man doing a cartwheel.
I can't do a cartwheel, Jack.
Why not? It's because you've got a little hand.
This is the Reds Down Under podcast, the best place to follow the Reds in Australia. Enjoy the show.
We are the Reds Down Under, and this is our podcast.
Right, so Reds, this is the weekly show. I'm Tom, and I'm here with Jack. How are you, kid?
I'm good, mate. Live from the casting couch. Here we are.
Yeah, I know. Well, normally we sit on these really shitty white chairs, which Jack complains about every week to me before we record because a couple of the screws are missing, so they're a bit wobbly.
All the screws.
Yeah.
Being able to give away hopes and dreams.
But we're on a bit of a couch today, so
It's comfier. It's good.
it's a little bit of an upgrade.
It's good for the back.
Yeah, it's better for the back. Jack, let's start with the game that we played against Nottingham Forest. Forest went into the game, mate. They've got a brand new manager in, which is normal
Yeah.
for Nottingham
The
Forest.
peak business.
Yeah, man. I don't know how much money they've paid out for managers who've had the sack.
I might throw a CV out that way, and just see what pops up, mate.
You won't get the job. You're not Portuguese.
That's it.
I think that's the rule. But look, they had a they had a,
He's hitting his days today. Did you know? Don't you know that?
yeah, they do though, don't they though? But they had a 3-0 win against Fenerbahce in midweek in the Europa League, and it was obviously a really good win for them. Liverpool had come off the back of two wins on the bounce there, one in the FA Cup. Florian Wirtz, mate, was injured from the start. Did it hit you like a train? Because it hit me like a train.
It's a bit of an unusual one as well, wasn't it? He was complaining about his back. And, you know, it should be Sobozai. He's been carrying us all year, hasn't he? But yeah, like obviously that's a big worry, isn't it? I seen Slot afterwards saying he should be back for West Ham. But yeah, that is a worry because especially the rest of the team, like the dynamism in the rest of the team, like he's really playing his best football right now. Well, that we've seen in a red shirt anyway. So yeah, it was a bit of a tough one.
It was tough to take, and what the game kicked off at 1:00. I obviously watched Countdown to kick off before the game to.
Hi, Harry.
Yeah, Harry's smashing it, isn't he, out the park? By the way, if you're like us and you're watching the game in the middle of the night or whatever, and you put on Stan, there's no previews at all for you. There's no pre-match build-up. So watch Countdown to kick off with Reds Down Under with young Harry. I've been his guest recently, but we're going to start getting other guests on. I watched that, put the game on. First thing I seen was literally Liverpool have got Florian Wirtz out. I was like, fuck, I might go back to bed. I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted. And we definitely missed his composure because, Jack, it was chaos, wasn't it?
It was wild. We couldn't keep a hold of a ball anywhere, could we? Like, obviously, Curtis Jones played in that game, and you know, like we've been very good with Curtis Jones, haven't we? About his ball retention, but yeah, it was what that first half. I never watched it until like this afternoon. I knew the score, but I didn't watch it till this afternoon. I spoke to my dad, and he was like, "Don't watch that first half. So it's not worth your time." But obviously, I had to watch it, and it was not worth my time.
Well, I did a video after the game, and I said that I think it's the worst Liverpool performance I've ever seen, especially in the first half. It was shocking. It was really, really poor. Arnie Slot said it in his presser after the game. We lost every ball we couldn't get hold of, and we just had no sort of. We just couldn't go from defence to midfield, from midfield to the striker. Like Ekitike touched the ball like maybe 3 times or something stupid in the first 20 minutes of the game.
It's really like the story of our season, though, isn't it? Like the cohesion is just still all over the place. Like it's great. I mean, the fact we won that game is a miracle.
Well, to be honest, I think part of the reason we won the football match was Forest's inability to score a goal. And the commentator was waxing lyrical about it all game. He really loved this, these stats and stuff that he was putting out, but he kept saying, and to be fair to him, he was bob on. They'd get the ball to the edge of the box, and then they had nothing. I mean, to be fair, they could have scored in the first period of the game. Alisson Becker comes out, makes a decent save, but there was a situation like that against Brighton the other week as well, and a top player scores that goal, and Liverpool get away with it again. Ali makes a good save, but he should definitely score. And yeah, it was just really hard to watch. The manager changed it, so he put Szoboszlai into the midfield and dropped
Curtis back onto right back, didn't he?
Yeah, and that didn't work.
No.
That didn't work at all. Although I will say this, in the second half, Curtis at right back actually played a really good game, I thought, and stepped up the pitch a bit more. And Curtis Jones had a couple of chances, actually. He was at the heart of the attacks. Let's talk about Liverpool's first goal of the game, which was disallowed for handball against McAllister. What was your reaction to that?
On first viewing, I thought, oh, that's just off his back. And I think, we spoke a little bit, didn't we, off air? I do think it was harsh. I think it was very, very harsh to take the goal away from him like that. Because he is jumping in the air, and he's obviously jumping to try and block whatever comes his way. But it was harsh. And to be honest, even we're going to get onto the second goal, the one that stood, they were doing the best to disallow that one as well. VAR had a good old look at that, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I think that's my criticism sometimes with VAR is they're doing the best not to give a goal. And I mean, we saw that in the game against Manchester City, didn't we? Where they could have just allowed the goal, kept Szoboszlai on the pitch. It's just stupid. But that goal that was disallowed, the goal that was disallowed today for McAllister was the biggest bullshit call I've seen. First of all, because I don't think there was one shot in the replay that I seen where I was like, yeah, that's definitely his arm. That's the first point, right? It always sort of looked like it might have been the back of his elbow and it might have been his back. And if they don't have the evidence for that, they shouldn't be disallowing a goal. So that was my first thought on the bullshit call, right? And my second thought is this. If that was the other way round and McAllister struck that ball and it hit Aina in exactly the same place, on the back and the back of the arm, maybe, and Aina's arm is tucked into his body like McAllister's was, and he hit the ball from 2 yards away, there's no way in a month of Sundays the referee gives a penalty.
100%, you're right.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, you're 100% right.
I was seething for about 30 seconds, and then what happens is Liverpool get a chance to put a long throw in. And they take it short, and I am, at this point, grinding my teeth. Yeah, because I'm like, the long balls have been looking effective, right?
With your hoodie on.
I'm like, this is classic slot, keep the ball, right? Yeah. I don't wear an hoodie in the summer, it's too warm. I was just full balls out.
Balls out, mate.
Balls out, mate. And we put the ball in the box, and it goes in, and I was livid with myself afterwards because I never celebrated the goal.
Was it because you were expecting them to disallow it because such a clear and obvious one had been disallowed, or was it because you're so done with Liverpool and this is going to be the last podcast you ever do?
Say that every week after we record. No, it was just when I seen it on the first glance, I was like, that's offside. That it was my first reaction, and obviously the player is playing Van Dijk on, although Ekitike is in an offside position and does contribute in the melee.
Yeah.
So I think even though there was one bullshit call, I think there was one that we sort of got away with a little bit there because Ekitike was definitely occupying space, and Maka puts it in, which is great, you know. because he's had a couple of cup goals, hasn't he? But I think it was his first Premier League goal of the season. So I was buzzing. So then when the VAR was given, I was buzzing there. I was jumping down the room. God bless VAR. Liverpool get the win, Jack. One thing that really stood out to me, did you see Salah's reaction to being subbed?
Yeah. But he's not been good enough, has he? And he, like, even did Slot say in his presser after the game, Slot was like, I'm not going to do this voice, please. Like, you know, I couldn't, I don't think Mo justified staying on the pitch, and Cody Gakpo had to come off because, you know, sometimes even our best players don't impact the game. Something like that. Which, you know, read into it however you want. Could be a false quote. Could have been done like you were with Jamie Carragher. Could be fake news.
I've been done twice on fake news.
Have you? What was this
Well, the Jamie Carragher one wasn't fake. The Jamie Carragher one was fake news.
Yeah.
And then we had Trent, where I believed the wrong source and said Trent was staying.
Yeah.
But I've been made to look like a fucking idiot twice, at least twice.
So really, if this Arnie Slot quote is wrong,
We could be done.
yeah. He also said he likes to rub barbecue sauce on his head. What's it about? I was just in there.
Yeah.
And you can quote me on that.
I'm clipping that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going on socials.
Yes,
Yeah,
side
yeah.
reaction. With screech.
Salah's reaction. Yeah, look, I think there's different ways of showing discontent, and earlier in the season we clearly seen him, you know, he did that press conference, didn't he, after the game, and criticised the manager and the club. And when he comes off in that game, I was really disappointed because, you know, he sort of got this smile on his face and stuff, and it's like, I'm the best player, and if they're going to score, I'm going to score. And if that's, you know, that's elite mentality, and I get that. But then you've got young Rio coming on the bench there.
Yeah.
Coming on from the bench, and it's sort of like, I thought it was disrespectful towards the players coming on the pitch, is what I thought. You know, Chiesa's a Euros winner. He's not soft, although he does make me laugh. He's like a dog with a ball. And you've got young Rio coming on there trying to do something in the game, and I don't know. It just, I didn't like it. I really didn't like it at all. And there's that feeling again, that's something similar, but he didn't do anything in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it 9 consecutive games now he hasn't scored in the Premier League? Which is record.
Well, he does normally break records, Mo Salah, so he's smashing it. But yeah, it just didn't sit well. It didn't sit well with me at all. But look, Liverpool get the win. We can be happy about it. We can bounce into the week with a little bit of vigour. And, you know, we've really put ourselves back into that conversation again in the top 4 conversation. And to be honest, we put ourselves in the conversation, Jack, in the conversation. And, you know, Aston Villa failed to win at the weekend. And I think it's 7 points, I think. Or six or seven.
6, I think it is.
6 points behind third. And I'm thinking, you know, go and get third.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go and get third. Just don't finish 6th and miss out.
We need it. We need to finish in the Champions League, don't we? We really do.
Well, we've got to, and we'll come back to that because we're going to look at the players' contracts that are running out soon, and we're going to be talking about that. And I think whether Liverpool get Champions League football or not may dictate a couple of those decisions. Now, recently, Jack and I did a podcast with Neil Atkinson from the Anfield Wrap. And obviously they're coming over, aren't they, for the tour? And we've been talking about doing a bit of a collab, like we've done one before, haven't we? With
Back in the early days, weren't it?
yeah, one of the first podcasts it was with Gibbo. Yeah. And
Didn't seem sure about that.
no, I know. I don't.
You all right?
Yeah. My dad's mate popped into me head.
Dave Gibbo.
Yeah.
Sorry to dead name him there, Dave Gibbo.
Yeah, it's
Big blue nose.
massive blue nose, yeah. But yeah, so we had a good chat with Neil, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna release the full chat as a independent special podcast. But then we also had a good chat about the tour and what they're looking forward to in Australia. So here's our chat with Neil Atkinson from the Anfield Wrap. Right, Neil, mate, the Anfield Wrap are on the way back to Australia. You were here, what, this time last year almost, mate?
Yeah, it was March. It was the end of March last year, so it's a very similar time when we're coming over. So it was the March international break, and we took the risk on the League Cup final, and we ended up being over in Sydney to watch the League Cup final. So this year it's not too dissimilar. It's obviously we're not in the League Cup final, nor at Brighton, so we will be playing whilst we're over as well. So we'll be there on that Saturday for that game. Then it's the run of the international break in March, so looking forward to being over. It was fabulous last time, both on and off the pitch, as it were. Everything couldn't have gone better apart from the result in the League Cup final. So we're really looking forward to being back.
Yeah, honestly, we can't wait ourselves. It'll be my first time on an Anfield Wrap show. So you're kicking off in Sydney, aren't you?
Yeah, so the run is that we go to Sydney on the 22nd. So on the 22nd of March, we're in Sydney, and it's somewhere called the Darling Quarter Theatre. It's quite a big venue, I've been told. So
Beautiful
that's exciting.
venue. Yeah.
Is it?
Big, beautiful venue.
Brilliant. So I'm made up about that, and it was great to be in Cheers last year, and we'll probably be in Cheers for the match. But I love getting to support, to Supporters Club bars at every opportunity wherever we're over to do these things. But we had to do 2 shows last time, so what we want to be doing this time is instead, just sort of doing it one big theatre, one big night, and going from there. So looking forward to that one massively.
When you're over here, mate, I mean, obviously you're out here on business, right? For tax purposes, right? Of course. Do you get enough time to go out and have a look around the place?
Yeah, we did. I mean, more so in Australia actually than anywhere else. When we've done the US a couple of times and Canada, very much a couple of times we went to Toronto. I had a good time in Toronto, and then from Toronto it was like bang, 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 bang. It was 6 shows and 6 nights, and then a bit of a recovery the day after, and then a flight back out. Actually, in Australia last time, part of the reason why I think we enjoyed it so much is we actually gave ourselves a bit more time. So we gave ourselves a couple of days up front to acclimatise, which we had in Sydney. We had a really nice day. We went to Rottnest Island off the coast of Perth when we finished, and had a lovely day doing that as well. And we had a bit of time in Melbourne too. So this time what we've got that time in Sydney up the front again. Then we've got ourselves a day in Melbourne, around the Melbourne live show. Then we've got ourselves a day in Auckland. And then at the very end, it's a bit bang, bang, bang. So the last 3 nights are Brisbane, Adelaide and Perth. They're running Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, we've got to, at that point, accelerate a little bit. And then we'll have the same thing, late flight back on Monday. So we should hopefully have a nice day in Perth. Might just do the same thing, to be honest with you. We enjoyed it that much. But so we do get a little bit of time, but also we get to hang out with people at supporters clubs, other supporters themselves around doing the venues. So we really enjoy the social aspect. So it is a social thing as well. It isn't just get in, get it done and get out. And we enjoy getting the opportunity to wander around cities. Last time we had a great night out in Adelaide because there was a festival on. And it was the last night of the festival, so we went out as part of that. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think that stuff's important, but also I think it helps the shows be better. I think if you understand the places and understand the people, then understand who you're talking to and why. And so I think that really helps too.
Well, that's it. You get to understand your audience. Like from a personal point of view, like you and the guys when you're out here or whenever you get to go away on these trips, these work trips. Do you find you have like moments of reflection on it where you're like, this is crazy, that this is our lives?
Yeah, loads. I mean, they just come sort of constantly, to be honest with you. There's loads and loads of moments of reflection as you do this stuff, because it is a privilege to get to do it. The thing I always say is, listen, I think I'm good at this, but if I supported Doncaster, no one would know. Let's be clear, the first bit of fortune is the football club, and if you haven't got that sort of humility to understand that you wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the football club, then you're an idiot, I'd say, to be quite honest with you. So I think you've got to bear that in mind. And then within that as well, there's obviously the sort of the important cultural aspect that the city itself brings, and how people view the football club in the context of the city and want to find out more about that as well. So that's really important as well. So yeah, we're unbelievably lucky to be out doing this in this way. But it's also another reason why you want to put as good a show on as possible, because you've got a responsibility around that. You know, you can't take that lightly. You still got to enjoy it, because it wouldn't be a good show if it wasn't enjoyable. Let's be clear. It's not, you know, remarkably heavy. That's not what we want to do. We want... And the thing that we're really conscious of in the supporters clubs in Australia, and for that matter, the United States, so I think the USA's got it a bit easier, is there's also a thing where Australian supporters themselves don't get, or supporters based in Australia, don't get that many opportunities to be genuinely communal in civilized hours. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the spread of kick-off times when you're over there, and I'm sure that the supporters club bars are absolutely heaving at the key points in the season and for games like against Manchester United and Arsenal and Everton. But I suspect it's at this point of the season, you know, it's, I'm not going to say act like it's some sort of massive pain to always get there, but I suspect there's some nights where everyone's a bit like, good God, could we be bothered with this? Whereas what we're getting to do is do it at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And what that means is it just works better for people. It works better for their social calendars, and they can enjoy each other more as well. It's not around the chore of a match. And I'd like to think it's also a bit less stressful. You know, whether or not we put a good show on isn't quite as involved as to whether or not Liverpool do the business for all of us. So I think all of that means that you want to do it. You want it to be as good as possible, as warm as possible. And as you say, part of being out there helps you understand that and understand how these supporters clubs matter and are important, but also how they do need a little bit of support from both the people who are there themselves and as and when we get to come.
Absolutely, mate. Look, it is a commitment. It is a commitment to be a Liverpool fan in Australia, and the times are absolutely crap. Especially if you're getting up to watch Liverpool get beat by Bournemouth, it's hard.
Yes,
Neil, the tour, mate, it was brilliant last time, mate. It really was, and I was talking to Craig about it after you guys went home. It was great. Where can people get tickets for this year's show, mate?
So if you go to the AnfieldWrap.com/TAW Live, you can see them there. So it's Sydney on the 22nd, which is the Sunday. It's then 2 shows in Melbourne at Mamau on the 24th. It's a smaller venue, and there's effectively one that's about sort of 6 and one that's about 8:30. So people, you know, I'm conscious it's Tuesday night, so not everyone wants to be doing that much of a late one. So tickets are available for both of them there. Also, if you just go through that, there's the full list. On the 26th, there's Auckland, which is different for us, and really excited about getting to go and do that. And then from there, then sorry, that's the 25th. Auckland's the Wednesday night, the 25th. And then from there, it then kicks in, as I said before. So it's Brisbane on the 27th. It's something called the Stock Exchange. I hope it isn't an actual stock exchange. On the 28th, there's something called the Rhino Club at Adelaide, which I'm really looking forward to as well. That should be really good. And then the 29th, Perth. Last year we did 2 shows at Perth. So many former people from Liverpool in Perth. So we did 2 shows because there was demand for it. We've amalgamated that, like Sydney, into one bigger venue. So if people want to sort that out as well, that'll be the Sunday night in Perth. And in terms of what to expect, you know, it's very much of the moment. It'll be different from last year, I can say that for certain. I'm working on a couple of different sorts of segments with people at the minute, all very natural, off the cuff, audience involved, but you need a bit of structure to make that work, and we want that sort of audience involvement as well going all the way through. So it's an acceptance and honest. We've just come back from doing Ireland, where you can't move without an honest exchange of views about how Liverpool are doing now. So there's a lot of that, but there's also a celebration of where we've been, and that celebration isn't something that needs to be anchored into the distant past. Let's be clear about this. Last time we were in Australia, Liverpool were easing their way towards the 20th league title. We can still talk about that and how that felt, and that wonderful day against Tottenham and seeing them lift it and all of that sort of stuff. So there's lots and lots of that we want to get into as well. I think this year I'm going to want to do something on the way the fan parks worked that we've not really talked about ever. Again, the 3 fan parks that we've been lucky enough to be part of. I think, you know, people are always intrigued into that as well. So it'll be, you know, if people enjoyed it last year, it'll have similar vibes, but it'll be a very different show. And if people didn't get to come last year, it is an upbeat celebration of Liverpool and Liverpool support. But as I say, you can't ignore what's going on the pitch at the minute. You just mentioned getting beat by Bournemouth there. What we're not going to start doing is acting as though all is wonderful in the Liverpool firmament, because it isn't at the moment, and we've got to get stuck into that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been one of them seasons, mate. Last season, as you say, was brilliant. This season, there's a lot of negativity around in the fan base at the moment, but there's still opportunities this season, mate. And let's not rule anything out this year.
No.
We'll be in Sydney, so if you're at,
We can't wait for that.
yeah, it's gonna be great. And our kid said he's gonna get me a couple of pints. So,
I've took the day off the next day.
yeah,
Tremendous. That's the spirit.
Yeah.
I'm working from home. But we'll be in Sydney, so if there's Reds out there, come and say hello to us. Obviously, go and say hello to Neil and the guys. They're a friendly lot of lads there. So go and get your tickets and enjoy a cracking show. Wow, what an amazing chat that was with Neil from the Anfield Wrap, Jack.
Do it again.
No, we're keeping that in.
Do it again. Wow. What an amazing chat with Neil from the Anfield Wrap.
Jack likes to talk about contracts.
Let's do contracts. Should they stay or should they go? Who have you got on there?
All right. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a couple of the lesser players.
Yeah.
And we're gonna build up to a fucking crescendo. And we'll talk about Ka-Fey. We did touch on it last week as well. Rhys Williams, Jack, a player who once upon a time under Jurgen Klopp served a very important role at the centre of defence with Nat Phillips. His contract's up, mate.
The next Van Dijk. We were all thinking it, weren't we? Same boots, he had his hair in the all tied up at the back of his head.
I weren't thinking it, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was thinking it could be the next Van Dijk again. Yeah, look, what him and Nat Phillips did in that period where we had, was it 21 different centre-half partnerships or whatever through that season, securing us Champions League football that year. But yeah, look, good luck to him, but it's not one I'd keep on the books.
I agree. I don't think he will sign a new contract, and he's been out on loan again this season. And I think it's, the club mustn't have had enough nibbles to move him on in the summer or in January. And I think he's just a player that, especially with the players that we've brought in, Jacket, we've got Leone there, obviously we've got Ka-Fey, Van Dijk, Gomez. It's going to be really tough for him to get any game time at all. And we've got young Nallo coming through as well, who the manager seems to like, and he looks like a decent player. So we're saying Rhys Williams is no sign.
No sign.
Freddie Woodman, Jack, who's the backup goalkeeper. He's third choice behind Ali and Mamadashvili. His contract's up. What do you think about that?
It's a bit of a tough one, then, isn't it, with the goalkeepers? Because, like, we've seen it so many times, haven't we, with, like, injuries to Ali or, like, over the years back in the days with, like, Pepe Reina, Donny, and then, like, Brad Jones gets his chance or whatever. Unless you're really going to replace him with someone of like, superior value and who can do all the same things, like, with the age of him, I can't see an issue with, because he's not going to be asking for ridiculous money, is he?
No. I think he probably gets a match day program every game, and
it's more than what we get off the Reds, isn't it? So yeah, I reckon, like, his numbers aren't going to be ridiculous. Get him to sign up and move him on, or bring in another goalkeeper. But I don't see us spending any money on a keeper this summer.
No, I don't see us signing another goalkeeper, because I think sometimes when you bring in a third choice keeper, you bring in a real experienced pro, don't you, to come in and work with the keepers. But obviously we've got Alisson Becker in there at the moment, and he's as good as it gets in that department. We've also got Pexi, who's the kid coming through, the Brazilian lad.
Yeah. Looks a beast as well by all accounts.
Yeah, I think he's Taffarel's nephew or something. He's coming through and he's getting game time in the under-23s, as they call it now. And then you've got Jaros as well, who's been at Ajax this season. He's just had an injury, which will rule him out till the end of the season. By all accounts, I think there's a lot of disappointment in Amsterdam about that. I think that Jaros will probably go back out again next season. I think that the club see him with massive potential, and I don't think they're going to want him to sort of languish in the squad. They want him playing football. So I would expect Jaros to go back out on loan next season, and I would promote Jexy up to, or Pexi, sorry, as the third choice goalkeeper, and just maybe give him a couple of minutes in one of the cup competitions. And especially, I think, if Liverpool don't finish in the Champions League this season, which is obviously worst case scenario, there might be an opportunity in a couple of those Europa games to give him some minutes
In the Conference League.
in the Conference League. Oh, God. Imagine playing that. We could play our under-23s and have a genuine crack at that.
Yeah. Well, we used to think that, didn't we?
Well, on FIFA?
No, even like when we were in the Europa League.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you know, you that's when you're playing your Jay Spearings and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where these lads are getting a run out.
Milan Jovanovic.
Yeah, I tell you what, I remember the first game I seen him live, Jovanovic, at Anfield against Arsenal. We beat them. Oh no, it was 1-1.
Joe Cole.
Yeah, Joe Cole got sent off and Ngog scored a cracker. And he was brilliant, this guy. He was like a train. And I was like, this guy has got it.
Yeah.
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 He's been wrong before.
Yeah. He was on like 90 grand a week as well.
He was on big money.
Yeah.
I think we got him on a free.
Yeah, and then Rafa tried to sign him for Inter, didn't we?
Did he?
Yeah. Because Rafa had just went, but Rafa had done the deal to get him, and then he tried to hijack it for Inter.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Rafa the gaffer.
Rafa the gaffer.
So Freddie Woodman, Jack, what are you saying?
Yeah, keep.
You're saying keep.
Sign him up.
I'd be happy to let him go and try and promote one of the younger goalkeepers and give them as many minutes as possible, because it's tough as a goalkeeper. You know, they normally come into the squads in later years, but I think as many minutes as you can give them early days, you know, why not? And especially, as you say, in the Conference League. A player with big expectations, Jack, at Anfield is Trey Ione. He's played a couple of minutes again recently. And his contract's up in the summer, which I was surprised about. He's got to stay, hasn't he?
You think so? Because he has given minutes, hasn't he?
Mm.
And he is in and around the squads. The only way that doesn't get done, I think, is if he's asking for A lot more playing time, and B, probably money outside of what they're thinking he's worth. But yeah, I think he's one who will stay, because realistically, he's probably one who'd be getting phased out by now if they did think he was going to go anyway. And, you know, give an opportunity to one of the younger lads. And I know he's a young lad anyway, but one of the other like under 23 prospects we've got. So yeah, I can see us signing him up.
I think 100% that the player will stay. And one of the reasons behind that is, I don't know who, but I'm convinced one of the midfielders we've currently got will be moving on in the summer.
Mm.
You know, I was talking to Harry about this last week, and we were talking about McAllister and the situation there. He doesn't look that happy. He's not actually playing that well. And there is all these sort of constant links with Real Madrid, and it sort of reeks to me of something's going to happen here with this player. And obviously, Dominic Szoboszlai is a player that will be fancied all around Europe, because I definitely fancy him. He'll be fancied all around Europe, but I get the feeling like we did our big midfield regen the year Klopp left, and I get a feeling like there might be some movers and shakers this year, and that might just be something that the manager says, hey, look, there's going to be movement here, there's going to be minutes. You know, there might be an opportunity, say, for Curtis Jones to step up to a more senior role in the squad, and that would sort of allocate Ione some minutes. So yeah, I agree. I think he's got to stay. I think he's got too much talent to let him go at such a young age. All right, we're getting to the big boys now, Jeff. Andy Robertson.
I would absolutely love him to sign and stay and finish his career with us, because the thing about Robbo this season is, like, the games he's played in, and he's played really well in, you've been like, that's why you need to keep Andy Robertson around for those moments and understand that, like, Kirkes is still growing and whatever, because realistically, you're not going to be able to buy a better backup left back in world football than Andy Robertson. You're just not going to be able to get it. So my heart really wants him to, my head really wants him to, but I do think the links to Celtic, he has spoken about going back to Celtic and finishing his career because he didn't really kick off for them there before. And like finishing his career in Scotland the way he started. So I'd love him to sign, but I think he will go.
I think this one is a bit dependent on where Liverpool finish in the table and qualification. I really do. I think this has got a big effect on this decision. I think if Liverpool finish outside the Champions League and they play Europa League football next season, it will be a no-brainer for me to keep Andy Robertson in. He will play a lot of minutes in the Europa League. That would sort of satisfy his need for game time because he wants to play.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to be part of the match day squad. He wants to play football. And I think if Liverpool were to play in the Europa League, he would get a lot of minutes. He would probably play every game and you just keep Kirkes for the other competitions. Should Liverpool qualify for the Champions League, which is what I think will happen, I think that if it was me, I would love Andy Robertson in those big game moments, but because of the cash injection of the Champions League, I wouldn't be surprised with Liverpool as a model. They go, right, we've got Kirkes and he's had a year in him and he's doing really well. Who's the next one? Like, I really wouldn't be surprised at that. And Liverpool go and spend a little bit of money and bring someone in as a sort of a second left back. Or maybe, I don't know, another centre-back who could also play left-back, or a left-back who could play a little bit of centre-back. Yeah. I don't know. But, yeah, I would like him to stay. But to be honest, I am expecting him to leave.
Yeah.
And I will be disappointed if that does happen. Jack Big Ebu.
Boo.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Winning against Forest.
Yeah. He has been.
He's been brilliant the last few weeks. It's like he's listening to everything you say.
I know. I'm going to go and get my coaching licence, you know.
Just don't get your journalist licence.
No.
I give her the sources.
Wouldn't be the first time a journalist has lied, Jack.
No, it's true. Yeah. You know who you are, Kelvin. So, with Ebu, I didn't... Like, do you remember earlier in the year, Crystal Palace absolutely battered us and they won that game? And I said on pod, I was like, and you want to go and play for Real Madrid, do you? Getting absolutely bullied by Mateta. But he has turned this new leaf and his form is a lot better. I know he's had a bit of personal loss with losing his dad, but he seems a lot better. He seems like the Canate we know again now. And I can't in good faith see Liverpool lose another player at like a ripe age for no money. Like, we just can't, it can't be part of the model that we're getting these players and then they're not staying into the, like, at least 30, 31 before they are going. And also, like, if he does go, you're just gifting him to whoever, whether it be a Real Madrid or PSG or whoever come in for him. I think there's no way that he can leave. Like, he may want Van Dijk money or somewhere near and around that, but we do have to be realistic about the fact that Van Dijk is 34, 33, 34. He'll only have a year left on his contract after this summer. So I think just give him what he wants and keep him happy and keep him in the club. What do you think?
Completely agree. I mean, I spoke about it with Harry last week in some depth, so I won't go into it too much. But yeah, for me, the best financial decision that Liverpool can make is to give the player the money, because the risk of losing the player worth 60 or 70 million for nothing is too big a risk.
Yeah.
And you know, you sign the player up, and you know, if the club believe he's the level of quality he is, which he is, then there will be another moment if the player wants to go that a Paris Saint-Germain or a Real Madrid will come back in for the player.
Yeah, like his value will still be 60, 70 million next year. You're just not giving it to them, aren't you?
Well, his value will actually go up from a club perspective.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we give him a big bumper contract, and, you know, even if it's a 4-year extension, you know, it'll give you another few bob on it. But Yeah, look, I think the longer it goes on, the more I think that the player's gone.
Mm.
Yeah.
He did do a cartwheel though when McAllister scored.
Oh, I think he's a cracking lad.
When do you pull cartwheels out?
I don't think I'll be honest with this on the pod. I don't think I've ever successfully completed a cartwheel.
Right, okay, I'm gonna set you a little challenge out there. If our subscribers on YouTube grow by 20 after this episode airs, then Tom will do a cartwheel. So for all them people out there who are watching and listening and haven't subscribed, this is your opportunity to do it. Let's get this man doing a cartwheel.
I can't do a cartwheel, Jack.
Why not? It's because you've got a little hand.
All right, I tell you what. Look, if the subscribers jump 20 between now, this weekly show and the next weekly show, I'll do a cartwheel.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. So that.
It's not a can't wheel, Tom. It's a can wheel.
Okay. So yeah, you saying Canate stay or
Can
go?
I say stay? Yeah.
I'm gonna say Canate go, but I really do hope he will stay. Right, Jack. I've got a question for you. It's a really important one.
Oh.
Do you want to talk about upcoming fixtures, or do you want to do trivia first?
Does it stop us done?
Well, it's not. And this week, there's a little bit of a surprise for someone out there who's watching.
Go on.
I'm not going to say it because it's the graphic.
Okay.
You've seen it.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe you're going to do that on the podcast. So, yeah, we've got a little bit of a surprise for one of our favourite people. Do you want to do the trivia?
Let's do it.
Right, I need to give you a pen. Hold on. Right. This is Red's trivia, or as you might know it.
Take it to the max.
Jack, we've got 5 questions for you this week in Red's trivia. All of them are my favourite topic. Goalkeepers.
Oh, perfect.
All right. Question number 1. Pens and papers out wherever you are. Whether you're on a train to Newcastle, whether you're working at a fire station in Albury. Big rig.
It's Beechworth.
Get your pens and pencils out.
Papers.
And papers. All right, question number 1. Name the Brazilian keeper that Liverpool signed in 2011. Name the Brazilian keeper Liverpool signed in 2011. I love the way you're hiding it from me like I'm going to copy your answers. Question number 2. Keeper Peter Galaxy, or Galaxy, left Liverpool to join who? Hungarian, isn't he? Hungarian keeper Peter Galaxy left Liverpool to join who? I liked him. Good keeping him. Jack's writing his answers in.
I think that's wrong, but
Question number 3. Which keeper has won the most Premier League Golden Gloves for Liverpool? Which keeper has won the most Golden Glove for Liverpool? Who is it? Stretch your minds, Reds. Look deep into your souls and find the answer.
it's tough that.
Yeah. David James, legend. Jamo, Calamity James. Love David James.
Yeah.
Oh, David James and that Reebok kit, man. You know the year we had that cream goalie kit? The cream away kit.
Cream away kit.
Yeah, we had the green goalie kit and it was just gorgeous. And then I think the next year we had like a silver and black.
I remember that one, yeah.
Proper goalie kits with the arm, the padding on the arms.
Yeah.
Bring that back. Bring it back.
Adidas.
You know who ruined that for goalkeepers? Iker Casillas.
The short sleeves.
Short sleeves, like he used to wear the third kit and stuff in goal. He ruined that for goalies.
Tipping them around the crossbar.
Yeah. I'd love to go to pack for a pint now with a Liverpool goalie kit on with pads on the elbows.
You would do it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would do it. Could be helpful sometimes in Cheers Bar. Number 4.
You didn't ask a question.
Oh, no, that was number 4. Oh, yeah. Number 4.
Who ruins goalkeeper kids?
Number 4, Jack.
Yeah.
David James won the FA Cup in 2008. For which club? David James won the FA Cup in 2008. For which club?
J-Mo, eh?
Yeah. Good goalie, him. Good goalie, him. Mad.
Some good rumours about David James, isn't there?
Yeah, we'll talk about it after the
Talk
pod.
after the pod.
Because we haven't got a legal team, so... Okay, we don't know. The camera cut out and we don't know when. Jack, what keeper was known as the Flying Pig?
Okay, sweet.
Have you got your answer?
Yep.
Where's my pen and paper? All right, Jack. Question number 1. Name the Brazilian keeper Liverpool signed in 2011.
Donny.
Beautiful. Peter Golaski joined who after Liverpool?
Red Bull Leipzig.
It was Red Bull Salzburg.
Oh, okay.
He went there first.
Yeah.
Which keeper won the most Golden Gloves?
Pepe Reina.
It was Pepe. He got 3. David James won the FA Cup with who?
Portsmouth.
Correct. And whose nickname was the Flying Pig?
Vesterveld.
Tommy Lawrence.
And Vesterveld is a panic as well.
How many did you get?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5's good. Let us know on socials how you do. People send me DMs all the time and let me know. Matty Purchase is like an absolute king.
Yeah, Facebook friend of mine though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Nice one.
The right Matt.
Okay, Jack. Before we go, mate, upcoming fixtures. We're not going to go into these because we'll delve into these on Countdown to Kickoff.
Plus the camera's gonna die.
And the camera's going to die. West Ham, Wolves, then Wolves again in the FA Cup, Spurs and Brighton. There's an opportunity for some wins there.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah. We should pick up points. Should win games. We will be in the Champions League. Catch it all and Countdown to Kick Off with Harry.
We are wrapping up quite rapido here because the camera's just about to die and I've left me charger somewhere and I can't find it. Reds, look, we have got some good games coming up and games that we really do have a chance of winning, and we will jump into that on Countdown to Kickoff. So please do keep following us. Those are released on game days for Premier League games, and we'll see how we go. We might keep expanding them, and the feedback we've got so far has been really positive. So thank you very much, Reds. Before we do go, I'd like to thank a couple of our partners, media partners, the L Files. If you need to know anything about Liverpool, all the news is on there. You can get all your official merch on there. When you bought me this Liverpool shirt, where did you get it?
The L Files.
Did you really? No, we got it from Rebel Sport. Disgusting.
Sorry, wait.
And I knew we got it from Rebel because he gave me the receipt in case it was the wrong size. But it turns out I am a medium.
Extra medium.
Extra medium, yeah. So thank you to the L Files for being continued partners with us. You're absolute legends, and of course, all our stuff is out on there. Fields of Anfield Road site, FOAR site, similar to the L Files, but they do like match blogs and stuff.
Yeah.
They're a good read.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah, they're a good read. So check them out. They've been great, and we've been working with them for about a month now. And then, of course, Ka-Fey in Newcastle. Great. Home to the Newcastle Supporters Club there for the early games anyway. And, of course, Cheers Bar, who we just absolutely love. Yeah. And we've got some cool stuff coming up with Cheers Bar soon. We're chatting. So keep an eye. I don't know what that was. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for stuff happening at Cheers Bar because we're going to be there. We're going to be there quite a lot. And before we go, Jack, there is a new member of the team who I'm not going to reveal yet, but we've just brought a brand new person in to the team, and they're going to be helping us a lot. And he's a really cool guy. It's an all-male team at the moment, but we don't want it to be.
Yeah, if you're a female out there and you're looking for some work and you think you can help us, this is up.
Yeah, it's not paid work, though.
Yeah. But just
you know,
glad no one else is getting paid.
Yeah. But here's a genuine one. I mean, we do want females on the team. That is genuine as well. But what I'm saying is, if you're a content creator or a person who is pretty handy just with a phone and you're happy to go and speak to people on the streets and ask them about Liverpool, then that's the sort of thing that we're looking for here at Reds Down Under. So if that is your bag, drop me a line and we'll get you sorted. And does it sound like Austin Powers there?
That is your bag, baby. Yeah.
So yeah, please do reach out. This has been Reds Down Under. This has been the weekly show. Thanks so much for being with us this week, and we'll see you next week after the West Ham game. But obviously get your pre-match fix on Countdown to Kick-Off with Harry. Up the Reds.
Up the Reds.
Great. Right, let's do a quick intro.
Okay.
McAllister scores 2 last-minute goals for Liverpool. Only one of them count, but we don't care. Oh, the fucking thing's gone off.